All right, I want to talk a little bit about our Zetor or Zetor 16145 tractor we purchased used in the mid to late 80s from a local dealer. These tractors were made in Czechoslovakia between 1985 and 1990. Sold out of the factory for about 35,000 US dollars, and we had purchased ours used, so it was a bit cheaper than that. But it was fairly new when we got it. It's about 161 horsepower and 135 at the PTO. This was our tractor we used pumping pits on the hog buildings and doing some field work. I've got a couple photos that I'll put up when we were pumping some hog pits out with it and had it parked over at our second farm on a disc. There's some old photos from the 90s my father had taken. And the reason we don't use this tractor anymore is because the water pump is going out on it, and there's a lot of play right in the fan, and we don't want to risk that thing coming apart and going through a radiator. So we're going to try to pull it out of the shed and change the water pump. That ain't going to be in this video. We're just getting it out of the shed, and I'm going to pressure spray it good, clean it, go over everything so we can address one or two hydraulic leaks, and like I said, hopefully get the water pump changed or replaced, and maybe we could get it back to being able to use it on the farm. I think it's one of the nicer looking tractors. I really like these European style tractors. It was made in Czechoslovakia. It's got a thing right up here on the door. See if I can see it there. Made in Czechoslovakia. I think that's pretty neat. I was never old enough to drive this tractor before we had parked it, but I do remember growing up on it and spending a lot of time holding on to these swing open doors while my father and grandfather were packing silage pits. We took pretty good care of this tractor. Always kept it clean. It's been sitting for many years, and the inside really isn't that bad. We get it out about once a year. Doesn't have any batteries, so we have to pull start it. I'm going to get out of here. It's not a very good picture from the driver's seat when the windows are all dusty. But it's a 3-speed with 2 ranges, so it's got 12 total gears, 2 ranges, 3 gears with a high and low, so that gives you 12 total gears. The tires on it are shot all the way around. 3 of them hold air, 1 on the back. On the other side has got a heck of a bulge on it. It's only a matter of time before it blows. If we get it fixed, really the only practical thing to do is replace it with a decent used tire. But it's got I think it's a 5.8 liter. It's either a 5.8 liter or a 6.8 liter 6-cylinder diesel engine with an inline fuel pump. It's got a heck of a hydraulic leak, so we only put power fluid in it, use it for however many minutes, half an hour driving it around, and then we park it for the year. And then all the power fluid drains out pretty quickly.
And it's got a screen, so you got to take the screen out, and then you just fill it up to where it touches the bottom of the screen. Which you can't tell when it's full till it goes too full.
Mm-hmm.
Needs new hose or something, I don't know what it is. I need yours. Oh, yes. And this thing is a fuel tank, and to work on it, you fold the hood over, and if it's full of fuel, then you got all that weight. You got to drain or do something. Don't get on your camera.
Mm-hmm.
It just gets pressure in it to start with. Okay, ready to pull it.
just finished up pressure washing the Zetor, let it dry for a couple hours. Then I went ahead and wiped all the windows down good with Windex, cleaned it up nice. It's easier to see the hydraulic leaks now. Right out here from where we filled it, it's leaking. And then I also noticed right back here on the PTO, it's leaking out of the bottom of the PTO, so that would be a PTO seal. I still need to clean up the back quite a bit more, but gave it a nice bath, cleaned all the windows. Now we can start going over what all is wrong with it and decide whether or not it's worth putting money into to get it working again for the farm.